carnivore diet on vacation. Hi, I'm Jen. If you're new here, I am delighted to meet you. I have been following a carnivore diet for a little over a year now, and I've been on a lot of trips and vacations during that time, so I'm basically a pro now. Today I'm gonna share with you some tips on how to stay carnivore when I'm away from home. First of all, I pack a lot of food to take with me. This trip was only a 2-hour flight, and I was staying with a good friend, so I brought 7 pounds of frozen ground beef to last me the whole 7 days. Normally I don't do that, but the flight was short enough, and so I knew the beef would stay frozen the whole time. I also brought some beef crisps, some pork cracklings, some homemade beef jerky, a bunch of LMNT electrolyte packets, several types of canned fish, Redmond's real salt for cooking, as well as smoked salt. I flew Southwest, so I was able to take a second check bag for free, so I used that one just for food. I was in Houston for 7 straight days, and I made burger patties just about every single day, yet somehow I have no footage of that, so you're gonna just have to take my word for it. During my trip, I was finishing up phase 3 of the Live Hard program, which means I have to exercise twice a day, every day, and one of them has to be outside. So every morning I did a 45-minute walk outside, and some mornings it was pretty nice. Even though it's March, in Houston it's pretty warm. So it might be 60 or 70 in the morning, and I would be fine just sipping on some ice water. But there were a couple days that were really chilly, like in the 40s or 50s. And so it would have been really nice to have something like a hot coffee to sip on. But I've learned that coffee exacerbates some of my skin issues, so that's not an option for me. Instead, I walked to a local coffee shop, asked for hot water, and added chocolate flavored LMNT electrolyte mix. The chocolate LMNT drink mix is my new go-to since I can't have coffee. It has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. It's sweetened with stevia, and I'm not much of a faster, but if you are, they say that this won't break your fast. For my first year as a carnivore, I avoided all sweet taste to ensure that I would no longer be in the danger zone for binge eating, but I recently reintroduced sweetened electrolytes, and I've done just fine with them. Really good. It's basically hot chocolate. Guilt-free though. I know I'm getting my electrolytes for the day, and it tastes great, and it's a nice warm treat. Electrolytes are important for everyone, whether you're fully carnivore or not, and these ones have everything you need and nothing you don't. That means lots of salt with no sugar. Electrolytes move nutrients into your cells and wastes out of your cells. Sign me up for that, please. LMNT can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Note, these are all fairly common for new carnivores. Right now, LMNT is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any LMNT order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share LMNT with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/delighted. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/delighted. After my walk, I had some good old-fashioned eggs and bacon for breakfast. On my second day there, my friend took me to this really awesome grocery store, and mostly I just wanted to get eggs, but I also picked up some flanken ribs. Eggs and flanken ribs are a delicious combination, so I had those for several meals. When I'm home, I love to cook flanken ribs from frozen in my air fryer, but my friend doesn't have an air fryer, so I just cook these on the skillet, and it only takes about 10 minutes. All I added was salt. If you have smoked salt though, oh my gosh, that makes them extra delicious and heavenly. And then the rendered fat left in the pan is perfect for just cooking your eggs up in. The next day, my friend and I went to the Houston rodeo, which is really, really fun and a really big deal actually. It goes on for like 3 weeks. Hundreds of thousands of people come to it, and there's just tons of cute baby animals to see and really exciting rodeo events. It's excellent people watching and tons of food. Now, most of it will kill you, but if you search hard enough, you can find some good carnivore options too. My friend and I shared some ribs and a turkey leg, and both were scrumptious. The next night, he made me a steak. I simply added my own salt and it was wonderful. My favorite meal in Houston by far was at this delicious Brazilian steakhouse called Casa do Brasil. They have this really beautiful salad bar with mostly non-carnivore foods, but I was able to get several things that were really wonderful, like smoked salmon, prosciutto, and salami. They also had a lot of cheeses, but I'm currently not including dairy in my diet. It's the kind of restaurant where people come around with a bunch of different meats on swords and they cut it off for you in individual servings and give you as much as you want to eat. My favorite meat was the picanha. I could not get enough and I just kept asking for more and more and more, and they kept bringing it. It's basically a top sirloin, but it's surrounded by a layer of fat. It was so delicious. The fat just melts in your mouth. The filet was so good too. Oh my gosh, the best filet I've ever had, for sure. Now, all the meat was really good, don't get me wrong, and it's really fun to get to try all these new different things and to not feel like you have to stay in a certain price range or anything like that. You just eat to your full and keep getting more and more of the things you love the most. So for me, that was the picanha and the filet. Last night in Houston was a Tuesday, so naturally we went to Buffalo Wild Wings for BOGO wings on Tuesday nights. If you didn't know, Buffalo Wild Wings fries their wings in tallow, so they're carnivore friendly. Now the sauces are not. They are full of seed oils and sugar, so I order my wings naked and extra crispy, and then I just add my own salt. I prepped some burger patties for my flight home, but I forgot them on my friend's counter when I left for the airport, so unfortunately, I didn't have anything to eat for a really long time. I did search through the gift shop to see if they'd have any options for me, but really they had none. They have all kinds of stuff, but none of it is anything I would want to eat. They did have cheese wisps, which are made of only cheese and salt. So if you're on a carnivore diet and you include dairy, then that would be a perfectly good option, but I'm not eating dairy. So that was out of the question for me. And they have a lot of jerky that looks great, but when you flip it over and look at the ingredients, there's a bunch of sugar and other crap that I just don't want in my diet. So what I ended up doing was just stopping at McDonald's on my way home from the airport, because I do have a fairly long drive from the airport to my hometown. I don't eat McDonald's every day, but in a pinch, I think it's a decent choice. They use 100% beef and they do not cook their burgers in seed oils. They just put them right on the grill. Here's how I order it. I would like 4 quarter-pound burger patties, but just the beef, please, not the whole sandwich.
Anything else I can get for you?
That's everything. Thank you so much. These were a little more expensive than typical. They're usually a little bit less than $2 per patty, but honestly, it was well worth it to me after a long day of travel. I order mine with no seasoning, and then I just add my own Redmond real salt. They almost always have to cook them to order because they never have just the patties ready to go, and especially not without seasoning. So they come out hot and fresh every time. And honestly, you would probably be surprised at how delicious they are if you've never had these. There you have it, a whole week of eating away from home and staying on my carnivore diet. Everything I ate was delicious and nutritious and had me feeling just as good at the end of my vacation as I did at the beginning of it. In the comments, let me know what tips and tricks you have for sticking to your diet when you're on vacation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe, and I'd love for you to find me on Instagram where we can connect every single day.